Hello, gentles and ladymen. I am Bison Gaming, and I am joined by my brother and good friend Chase MD on YouTube. How's it going, Chase?
Alright.
And today we are starting a legendary adventure to slay monsters as we play a campaign of Monster Hunter World, the board game. Na 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 na. Say hi to the Palixer. It's like a boxer pal. Yeah, this is gonna be our mascot for this thing. Anyways, we are going to be fighting a myriad of monsters that you can see here through use of cards, and the rules will be explained as we go, and we will also be intercutting with plenty of actual Monster Hunter footage just for fun, because that's the way I want to edit this. But our ultimate goal is to hunt the Nergigante, who is a very spiky boy. Now, to introduce our two hunters that are going to be braving this journey, I, Bison Gaming, am playing a Charge Blade hunter named Yafia. And we are playing the Bison Hunter World campaign, of course. And my Palico's name, let's get him to face the camera a little bit. His name is Todd. Yafia and Todd. Chase, why don't you introduce your bow hunter?
This is my bow hunter. His name is Sapnupuus.
Sapnupuus.
Yes, and of course I have to name my Palico Ellie after my puppy, who's a Palixer.
Yeah.
And if you want to go ahead and check the spelling on my character's name, you can do that. It's right there, or it can get put on screen. But let's just go ahead and pretend that we are in Australia for a moment. That's it.
Yep, there we go. And so, in order to begin our campaign, we have all of our base gear and cards set up. We are ready to begin on our first quest. So, Chase, as the first monster, the game only lets us choose between Great Jagras and Baroth for our first monsters in the campaign.
I think we gotta get the bear off.
You gotta get the bear off?
Yeah.
Alright. So this is going to be the first monster we hunt. And he is a very big boy. Introducing Baroth, the Mud Brute T-Rex. He is kind of a T-Rex-ish looking figure. And he covers himself in mud and lets it harden into armor plates all over his body. That's what this is it's just mud. And you can break the mud plating off him and all of that stuff. Hi, Ellie. Are you interested in fighting that Geritodus there that you just nosed? Alright. With that out of the way, we will set up this campaign. Now that our setup is done, we now engage in tracking the monster down via this amazing quest book here.
Oh, so we found it. There it is.
Not quite. Alright. So, you get given jobs all the time. That's the nature of being a monster hunter. This is the first time you've been asked to defend an ant's nest, though. You got it? Hi, girl.
Are you going to keep reading?
Oh, yeah. Turns out the ants around here are being used for some important scientific research. New technology could be unlocked through understanding how ants carry their weight. So much weight, they say. The issue is that Baroth, smashing its way through every nest in the region, eating insects before they can be studied, and so here you are. You've got a target, you know the foetid, you know the fetid marsh-ridden region Baroth inhabits. Go hunt a Baroth. Get hunted.
We're going to Baroth. Yeah, we're going to hunt a Baroth. Uh-huh.
Oh, we need specifically 35 minutes.
Yeah. We know where he lives. We know everything about him. We just gotta go get him. Huh. Yeah. Yeah.
We only have a certain amount of time to actually complete the quest. There is a time limit, and we will lose if we don't meet it. That time limit is represented by this deck. Certain actions that we take and any turn that we do, as well as several monster behaviors and other random events that happen on the hunt, can cause us to discard or use these cards. Creatures get sucked into the marshland around here all the time. One step too deep, the quicksand seizes them, and this is the results. A beast died. This beast died a few weeks ago. The carcass is picked clean. Only a few strands of mummified flesh cling to the skeleton
There it
of
is.
the beast.
There it is.
No, that's the Poogie! No, Poogie died? How could you do this? No, he's already
No, Boogie!
I refuse. Banners above a slaughtered army. But there is no time to dwell on such things. Your hunt needs to continue. Each hunter gains 1 monster bone medium. Okay.
Alright, we get a monster bone.
I'm gonna use talons.
Let's see, monster bone medium. Okay, boom, there it is.
Alright, so we can either press on, or we can stay and root through the carcass. If we press on, we gain a track token, and we shuffle the Bear-Off Slayer card into the time deck. The monsters in this game run off of behavior cards, and they have a behavior deck that consists of about 10 different cards. However, there are 3 extra cards that are especially powerful, and with the scout tokens that you get, the tracking tokens, increase your scout fly level, which change the monster's behavior when it is time to fight him. So the more tokens we have, the better our odds of getting a high scout fly level and therefore having an easier attack to deal with. And if we stay and root through the carcass, we gain a quality bone and a monster bone small, and then we progress on to entry 8.
What do you want to do?
I'm kind of thinking we get some loot. I don't know about you.
Alright, cool. Let's get some loot.
All right. Taking any pictures?
Nope. I'm filming, bro. Let's go.
I didn't realize we were still going.
Yeah.
A discarded hunter's pack lies open. You wait a while to see if anybody returns, but whoever it belonged to is long gone. There's something glinting beneath the fabric, though. It might be worth investigating. So, right off the bat, we discard a time card, and then we both get a Carbolite ore and a Malachite ore.
Ooh.
Alright, so now we can investigate the mysterious cloud to the east, or open the pack and root through it. And we don't get to... opening the pack discards us 2 time cards, and the cloud only does 1, but we won't know the outcome until we pick.
Let's go investigate the cloud.
Alright, we are going to the cloud.
We're going to the cloud. Let's go find the cloud.
There it is! It's out there!
Actually, shit, there's no clouds out there.
Alright. Onward.
It's Arizona, there's no such thing as clouds here.
Onward. Yep, let's go.
Hornets! Hornets! Or at least something that looks like hornets, and stings like a lot of them. Oh, must be Vespoids.
Oh.
A cloud of the foul things swarms you, jabbing and swooping as you try to fight them off. We can flee from the hideous swarm and suffer 2 damage. Or, we don't have a potion, so we can't pick the other one. So we flee!
Okay.
We take 2 damage, each of us.
No.
That really sucks.
No.
We have gone from 8 health to 6 health for each of us.
That might actually say 9. Just pretending. Just pretend it says 6.
It's been a bad start. Your arms and face sting from the bites, and you can barely see anything to hint Bear-Off hunts these marshes at all. Until now. A collection of the hardy trees growing in the swamp have been torn up and flung apart by something big and heavy. The marks on the trunks look like they were made by Bear-Off blades. We can pursue this lead, gain 3 track tokens, and progress to the next entry. Or we can hunker down and wait. The beast might still be in the area.
Nah, fuck it. We're chasing him.
We're chasing! Alright. A smashed ant nest confronts you as you chase Bear-Off. The colony lies open, its inhabitants either eaten or crushed under huge, charging feet.
This is said smashed ant nest. It's a. I'm just covering up Poogie.
Would you stop violently harassing Boogie?
No!
No wonder the researchers want the base dealt with. It leaves little behind to give you a clue as to its next move now that it's fed. Time to make a choice. Those might be footprints, or we can spend a little bit more time with the nest. If we basically gain a track token or not.
We definitely want to gain a track token.
And we also.
I mean, we could get some stuff from the nest, but I don't care. Let's just go kill it.
Okay, so we're gonna follow the footprints?
Let's do it.
Alright, we're following the footprints. Going straight over to entry 7.
+1 track token. Where? Oh, they're over there.
Yep.
Oh. Oops. I don't think we were supposed to see that.
No, we were not.
Okay.
You curse, not footprints. The mud here is different from that elsewhere in the swamp, and the light distorting your vision. It was an easy mistake. Still, the mud should be useful, and you've seen the and you've time to rest now. Discard 1 time card. Each hunter gains 1 fertile mud, and then adds 1 potion, and then add 1 potion to the total pool that we have.
Oh, we got potions?
Yes, well, we got 8 potions to share between us.
Sick.
Alright, our behavior deck is set up, and now we can draw 5 of our attack cards located in here to form our hands. And now that we have our hands, it is time to reveal the first behavior for Baroth. It is Skull Slam. Okay, so here is how combat works. This is our game board, and all the spaces that we and the monster can move on are called nodes. Any node that is directly next to the node you on is considered adjacent, even if that node is diagonal, so we are able to move diagonally freely. The monster is separated into 4 directional arcs consisting of the front, the 2 sides to the monster, and behind the monster. These are shown by the diagonal lines on the base of the monster's model, and this determines the monster's facing and determines whether attacks hit us or what parts of the monster we are able to hit at any time. If we are on a node that is directly on the line with the diagonal, then we are considered to be in both arcs at the same time. So if Baroth does an attack that hits the front or the right, then our hunter here will be hit by it. But contrarily, we, as the hunter hit on this diagonal line, are able to hit both the front and the side of the monster as we please. This is what a behavior card looks like. It is separated into a couple important points. The first is on the left side who it is targeting. There is a logo for the closest player, which is this one, and a different logo for the farthest player. Ties are decided by the threat value, which is a token that we have. The 6 on this attack represents physical damage. Over on the top right logo, above the 6, you can see which arcs this attack actually comes out of. So this will only attack enemies that are in the front-facing arc of the monster that are within 1 range. That is what the top left logo stands for. The bottom left with the 4 shows the dodge difficulty. This is the dodge value that we must discard in cards onto our stamina board if we wish to avoid this attack. And the 2 stars on the bottom right lets us know that this attack has the stun status ailment attached to it and will stun us if it hits. After the attack comes 2 backwards movement. So from here, continuing to face the closest player, Baroth will take 2 steps away. And then afterwards you see the 2 logos on the right. The blue one represents how many turns that we get as hunters before it's time for Baroth's next behavior. And the card number on the right with the number 3 on there tells us how many cards we are able to play during those turns. So we can have potentially very huge turns depending on if it is an attack that leaves the monster especially open, or potentially very few and very short turns if it is just a little quick attack from the monster. The card is read from left to right, so sometimes the damage will be after the movement, and sometimes it'll be before, and sometimes there will be no movement at all. It is targeting the nearest player. Oh, actually, we need to go over the physiology. Baroff here has 50 total health. Here is our health meter. We're going to adjust that. He has a mud coating, so the first time Baroff moves onto a pawn node, remove 1 wounds token from each body part that is not broken. We can break the head located on the front arc. We can break the arms, or the back maybe located on the sides. Only taking 2 tokens to break, we can break off his legs, his claws over on the sides as well, and then the tail, also only taking 2 wound counters to break, is on the back. And there are, of course, special rules when we do so. Now, the physiology of Skull Slam, the behavior for Skull Slam targets the nearest player. So he is going to target me. I am a little bit closer than you. And he's going to turn and face this direction.
Technically, we're both the same amount.
Oh yeah, I guess so. And he is going to attack first before moving, with an attack that has a dodge difficulty of 4, but a range of 1.
Now he's closer to you.
Well, yeah, but it says to start him on that node.
Oh, well, fuck him. Yeah, whatever.
Oh wait, no, there's a tiebreaker for this. It's going to target you because you have the higher threat count.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's targeting you.
Unless you want to take the higher threat count from me.
Well, that's very convenient now that we've revealed the ability. So he's going to be targeting you, and he's going to do an attack that does not hit you because it has a range of 1, and you are very clearly more than 1 node away from him.
I am 3!
And then he is going to go backwards 2 spaces away from you.
Okay.
Let's have him avoid the pawn tile so that we can still do that mechanic later. As long as he increases distance from you, it doesn't matter, so we can have him go there. Yes, perfect. And now have him face diagonal again.
He is.
Well, no, that's straight on. There, here we go. Perfect.
This is how he was facing.
Oh, cool. All right. And now one of us gets to move. However, we get to use 3 cards during our turn.
Okay. Well,
would you like to go? You have probably greater likelihood of having range on him.
I definitely have range, but I need to get close to him, which I cannot get within. Can I move twice?
You get 1 free space to move, and then you can discard cards in order to move equal to their agility stat on the card.
Is that the top left?
Yes, the agility stat is on the top right.
That's right. Okay, I will discard this one.
No, it goes face down on your stamina board.
Face down on my... Oh, okay. That's right.
So, how many extra spaces are you moving?
Just 1.
Okay.
Just 1. Whoop up. Whoop up.
All right.
And we're gonna fuck him up with good old-fashioned Dragon Piercer.
Ooh. Oh, wait, you can't use that.
I can't?
No, the bottom right has the combo number on it, which tells you how many cards that you need on your face-up cards you need on your stamina board. Okay, here's how our attack cards function. This is the anatomy of the attack card. The name at the top is obviously the name of the attack. The logo on the top right with the number determines the agility of the capability of this attack. This is what we use when we discard cards face down in order to move extra spaces or dodge specific attacks. However, we only have so much space on our stamina board. We can only have 5 cards face up on our stamina board at any given time. So running extra spaces and dodging both use up our cards and fills up slots on our stamina board, which makes us able to use less attacks when it comes to our turn. The bottom left of the attack represents the range of any given attack measured in nodes, and if any of the attacks have this logo with the number in the bottom right, that tells you how many face-up cards that you need on your stamina board before you are able to actually play said attack. These are usually combo finishers. Additionally, the actual attack itself, which has this logo in the center here, and potentially some other effects such as moving forwards or backwards, or having stun capabilities, or other such status ailments, this logo here determines how many cards you actually draw for damage. These are drawn separately from our damage deck as opposed to our attack deck. The quality and size of our damage deck is determined by the weapon and gear that we have equipped. Currently, as Chase and I both have base level gear, we both have very, very bad decks. My damage deck consists of 12 total cards, consisting of 8 1-damage cards and 4 2-damage cards. When you run out of cards to draw from your attack deck, you must spend a turn to sharpen your weapon and reshuffle the attack deck from your discard pile in order to refresh your deck and be able to damage the monster again.
Wasn't gonna, if I had paid attention to that, I wouldn't have discarded and moved.
Alright, so we are...
I would like to, if it's possible,
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
not discard and not move and just chill right there. And my turn.
Got it. So now we are resolving this time card. You're going to discard 1 card on your thing anyways.
Am I?
Yeah. Flip your hunter token face down, discard any number of attack cards from your hands, draw cards until you have 5, remove the rightmost slot on your stamina board, We have to draw 1 time card at the end of each of our turns. As said in the beginning, we have only a certain amount of time cards in order to actually beat the monster. The time cards walk us through the process of resolving our turn, drawing a new hand, recovering a little bit of stamina, and then many of them often have these little side effects, such as encountering a Paratoad, which can potentially paralyze the monster or paralyze us, depending on whether what we roll well or not. Roll a die. On a 1 to 3, place a paralysis token on the monster's physiology card. And on a 4 through 6, your hunter suffers paralysis.
Damn it.
It's a 4! No! Oh, they're all 4s. It doesn't matter which dice I look at. Alright, so we have paralysis. We have discarded our cards, and we have done our only turn.
Not me. I'm the one that paralyzed.
Fair enough. Anyways, it is time for the next monster behavior. He is targeting the closest player again, which is...
Still me.
Yes. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, you're closer by 1 space. He is going to move towards the closest player by 2 spaces. And then he is going to do an attack with 2 range, which will hit you, if I'm not mistaken.
Correct.
That does 5 water damage. So it's gonna run on elemental resistances, which you have none.
Correct.
So it's gonna do 5 damage, but it has a dodge difficulty of only 2. Is that both of them? Ooh. You're gonna have no cards at the beginning of your next turn.
Yep.
Alright.
I have 6 health. I'm not taking 5 with it.
Fair enough.
I just got paralyzed. What do you expect?
Now we get 2 turns, but we only get 2 cards per turn.
Okay.
Now that I've kind of gone over how turns function, I'm going to turn most of the camera work over to Chase, as he is a lot better at covering stuff than I am and showing stuff in a more creative fashion, so enjoy. Alright, so I am going to move 1 space and then discard a card face down onto my stamina board to move a 2nd space into Baroth's right side. And we will be targeting his flank here. And I get 3 cards that I get to attack him with. So we are going to be using Weak Slash first, and then Return Stroke, and Shield Thrust. I'm just going to use all 3 of these. If you want to look at my board real quick, though. So this is 1, 2, and 3 attack cards, all drawn separately for damage. He has no armor on his sides, so I just draw 3 damage cards. This first one is for Weak Slash. That is going to be a 1-for-1 damage.
He has 117 health?
No, he has 50. I forgot to adjust it.
Jesus. Okay, thank you. So we did 1 damage.
And then Return Stroke does a 2nd damage. And Shield Thrust does a 3rd damage. Additionally, it will provide a stun token. Actually, no, Baroff is completely immune to stun. So we don't get a stun token.
RIP.
But yay! We have dealt 3 damage of his 50 health. We are going to walk 1 space up so that we can target Baroff's back. And that way we can attempt to start severing his tail. Hold on.
Alright, time to sever the tail.
Jesus fucking Christ! Please don't hurt my models.
You're mine!
Now I have Amped Element Discharge. Amped Element Discharge has this logo here, so we get 1 extra attack card because we have 1 face-up file card on the field.
Damage card.
Yeah, we get 1 extra damage card. So that's 2 cards instead of 1. I'm not going to bother moving here. But this will have 2 range, and I have 3 face-up cards, so I'm able to do it. So we get 2 damage cards. And it's also worth 1 wound on the tail. And hey, we got a 2 and a 1 for 3 damage. Oh my god, jeez! You have the worst camera, fucking camera.
What do you mean? This is the best camera work ever. Let's just take a look at my Palixer real quick. She's resting.
And I got a Paratone again.
Boop. Okay. Boop. It's his turn.
Steamroller. Targeting the furthest player.
God damn it.
He moves 0 spaces, because paralysis.
Yup, okay.
And then he does an attack facing the... Zap, 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 zap. And then he does an attack from his front-facing arc with 1 range that hits nobody because he's paralyzed. And now we get 3 turns with 2 cards each on the turn. Now we have Blast Blade. Alright.
I'm just gonna shoot him.
For 2 damage cards.
Alright, damage cards.
Alright, what do we get? A 1 and a 2. That's 3 damage. Pew, 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 pew. But you have got to stop doing it upside down.
No, that's a theme now.
And that is 20% of the monster's HP gone.
This is how we have to do it. You can either post-process it or not. But it's the monster hunter's cards are being, its health is being shown upside down from here on out.
What do you think, Ellie? Do you like this change? I don't like it. I don't like it.
Fantastic change.
We are going to use Charged Rising Slash. This is the first card you're playing, so we are able to play it, and that is going to do 2 damage cards on the side where there is no armor, and that is going to do 3 damage.
Okay.
And then we are able to resolve a second Ant Element Discharge. Which means that we get another attack because we have a face-up file on my board. Which means I get another 2 cards. A 2 and a 1 for another 3 damage. And this is another wound. However, this one is on the side rather than the tail. Oh right, we forgot to put a wound token on. I put 2 wounds on him now.
How much damage did we deal?
6 total on my turn. So we have 1 here, and then I will put 1 here on the back.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. All right, gentles and ladymen, a couple turns have passed.
Sorry, the camera died.
And the monster is doing a behavior entitled Mud Shake. Now, we are both within range of this attack. It is doing elemental damage, to which neither of us have any elemental resistance. And it is also 2 dodge difficulty, and neither of us are able to do that with the cards that we have and the space remaining on our stamina boards, which means we are both guaranteed to take 5 damage from this. This is going to be applying to both of us. And that is down to 1 health for each of us. And in exchange, we get 1 turn, which will be me, and I get 3 cards during my turn. But I don't have 3 spaces on my board, so a lot of good that's going to
run, run like the wind, bullseye. Oh, we don't have Vigor Wasp thing. You have a potion.
I do have a potion. Alright, so, during my turn, I'm taking a preparation turn. I don't need to sharpen because I haven't dealt damage since the last time I sharpened, but I will be moving 1 space further away, and I will be using our only potion that we currently have. So, filling in this circle here, what the potion does is fully restores our HP, my HP, back up to 8.
Wait. Oh, fuck. No. Money.
And we get to discard our... I also get to discard my entire stamina board. So yay! That will be the end of my turn, and we shall resolve it with a tactical shift, meaning up to 2 hunters may move up to 1 node each. So you can move as well if you would like a choice.
Run away.
And we've already moved the model into the back corner here.
I already did. He's a little bitch. And I'm going to sharpen my bow because apparently I'm sharpening my arrows.
Yeah, you're sharpening...
My arrows got dull by just chilling in the quiver. So yeah, we're going to do that. And then I have this little palico thing.
Alright, we are using the Firefly Cage.
Flashfly cage.
Oh, the Flashfly Cage.
Sir.
Yeah, this is Monster Hunter, not the real universe. Palicos are one-time perks that we can use in each once per quest that will provide powerful abilities. In the future, we will maintain the exact same Palico ability as to keep with continuity with our Palicos. Chase's Palico here makes it so that on the monster's next behavior, we do not move it at all. We do not resolve any movement spaces on the behavior card. The Palico that I have equipped allows me to mark a specific spot on the monster, and if that spot gets broken, we get extra loot rewards at the end of the quest.
Dyslexic motherfucker.
I feel so sad. Alright, go ahead and discard the rightmost card on your board. And go ahead and resolve all that.
Did we talk about what the flashlight cage does?
Voiceover.
Okay.
Alright, and now it is my turn. I get to take a turn. And I will also be using my Palico's Plunder Blade.
Plunder blade, plunder blade, plunder blade.
So how this works is I put a Palico token on a specific monster part on the physiology card, which I will pick the back. And
Where is he? Where is he? Where is he? Where is he?
Yes. Damn straight! That's what I'm talking about, son! Oh.
He just used the flashlight that he had in his cage.
And now we get to, when I break that part, we get extra rewards. That's what it does.
Okay. So.
Wait, where's my hand, actually? Maybe don't record yet. Alright, now, during my turn, we will use a forward slash here to deal one damage card to the monster's flank here, where it has no armor. Dealing 1 total damage. That's actually great camera work. I love that.
Hell yeah, it's great camera work. Who do you think I am?
And then we shall perform an element discharge. Doing it, we will target the back, and this will deal a wound if it lands, which obviously it will. And we get to do 2 damage cards worth because we have a file.
And we broke its back?
We do 2 damage, and we have dealt a 3rd wound token, breaking the monster's back, activating our Plunder Blade here, which will resolve at the end of the hunt. So, we get to remove these, and the back is now broken! This applies the special rules. Behaviors with water have -1 dodge. So their water attacks are now easier to dodge.
What you doing, Rico? Would you stop that?
No. Alright. And now my Palico is off the map.
He's still on the map.
Great service.
He's
good
just
Palico.
sleepy. He's asleep.
He's taking
As
it
is mine.
The monster is performing the wide sweep, which will target the closest player, me. He is going to take 2 steps, causing me and my Palico to retreat twice, standing right in front of him. And then he will perform a attack dealing water damage everywhere around him except in front of him, so it will not hit me. It has 2 range. Let's count here. That is
range.
1 and 2. Yep, that hits you.
Okay.
Alright, now that is 5 water damage, but we did break the back, which means behaviors with water damage have -1 dodge difficulty. So the dodge difficulty goes from 3 to 2.
That's this one in post process.
No, that's
you
this
can just
one,
you can
actually.
just okay. Just post process my finger over to that instead.
And yeah, so would you like to dodge or not? We've actually already discussed this beforehand.
Well, so here's the thing. I can dodge it, but I need to use 2 stamina, two cards to do it, and I have 2.
And that would leave you with no stamina to use on your turn.
No stamina to use whenever my turn is.
This will kill him, by the way. He has 1 HP.
Yeah, you did it. Well, you did it right. It's 1 HP. 1 HP.
Yeah.
So I think it just might be worth it to die because I get to keep
Wait!
my cards.
Holy shit, we forgot something!
What?
He has no movement. Flashfly cage.
Didn't that happen last turn?
Yeah, it happened before he did his most recent movement. Because we just broke his back.
No, the flashfly cage thing happened like 2 turns ago.
Oh, okay, never mind then. I'm stupid. Okay.
Yeah, we
All right.
resolved that a long
Okay.
time ago.
Got it. Okay, so you're dying though, right?
Yeah, I don't want to use up all my stamina or discard the cards that I have because I've got a pretty decent combo. So I think it's just worth it for me to die.
Okay, so on death, we only get three. We only get 3 deaths before we lose.
Wait, which way do I go? Wait.
No! And then he gets carted back to camp, and he rests up to full health. You went too far. Right there. Perfect. 8 health. He is now at 8 health. He is off the board.
No!
And then the cats bring him back to camp.
Sapnucleus, no! We gotta go get you back to health. Okay, I got you.
And you get a skill down. You get a clear sound board now as well. And then we have to discard it 2 time cards without resolving them. Which leaves us plenty of time, I think. 21 health.
He's got 21 health. I can
Yeah.
deal a decent chunk of damage to him the next time I attack, as long as I'm within 1 range.
That is our 1 of 3 feints.
This is
Must you do this, Chase?
Yes.
Must you turn the stands upside down?
absolutely. Oh, come on. Yep, there we go. He's at 16. That's what. Where's the 6? Damn it, there's the 6. Alright.
We just dealt 5 damage. Really big turn.
Yo, massive. So, classically, there we go.
Alright, so we have our next behavior. It's targeting the farthest player, which you have the higher threat level. We are both 1 space away, so he's going to be facing you. Then he does 2 damage behind him, hitting nobody. And then he backflips for 2 spaces.
Yeah, just like that.
I love it. Baroth does backflips. It's wonderful.
Of course, I mean, we learned that in Monster Hunter School. Baroths just know how to do backflips.
Alright, so we got the time card Rampage, which means on the monster's next behavior, we get 0 turns because it's set to 0. So he's just doing 2 turns in a row.
He mad. Alright, and we are shoulder barging.
Shoulder barging! Run!
Which,
Okay, so it's targeting the farthest player. I have the higher threat level. We are both 1. Yep. So.
and it moves 2? How
2
many?
spaces, 2 spaces. And then he is going to do the shoulder barge, and it has a dodge difficulty of 3 and
It deals
7 damage. I can't dodge it. All of my things have either 0 or 1. I don't have anything that has a 3 in here, so I can't dodge it. So I have to tank it. I have 1 armor here, but that's 6 damage, and my health bar is... I'm dead. I'm just dead. Do that again. Do that again. Do it again.
Oh.
And then he backflips back to the spot.
No, he
Oh,
doesn't.
okay.
He just does a he does a barrel roll.
He does a barrel roll. I like it. All right, so that is 2 more time cards discarded. Stamina board white, so that's cool. And I'm gonna be back up to 8 health. And we have a second's turn to resolve. And I'm off the board for now.
Which is mine.
Yes.
Wait, hold on. I got you. Boss, I got you. Come on. Back to camp.
Alright, so he's going to be targeting you no matter what with this next
Oh, that's
attack.
right. He gets to go. Do we shuffle this, or does it just...
Yeah, we shuffle it.
Okay, I am going to dodge it. Take a step back. I have
Alright.
full health, but
Yeah, I don't blame you for that one. Okay, we will see you guys next time something relevant happens.
Event is happening.
The Wiggles has your tongue out. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, you sneaky little puppy. You're so good. Yeah.
First card.
I don't know how much of that was lost, but we're not doing style points anymore because Cole's a dumbass.
Our first card here is Return Stroke, which does 1 damage.
Okay.
And now any amount of damage we deal is enough to kill him, and he has no armor on his sides. So I'm going to just do a little shield poke. I'm just going to poke him with my shield. That does 2 damage.
You killed me!
We have victory!
Fucked him up.
And I do want to.